What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, listen, Tyson Fury versus Usyk is finally going to happen. Hopefully, for boxing, for the for the people involved that want to see this fight. Okay, especially that some goofy nonsense don't happen and the fight gets canceled or something like that. But look, we know the fight's gonna happen. The fight side. So people want to know who you think is gonna win. Okay, this is my honest opinion on this fight. I don't never know what a guy's gonna do on fight night. I look at consistency. I look at ring IQ, everything. I look at everything. Okay. I believe between Usyk and Fury, Usyk is a better fighter than Fury. Usyk, his movement, him being so fluid, understanding how to control distance, how to get in and get out. People underestimate that. And in terms of Fury, he knows how to stay behind his jab, and he throw punches off of his off of his jab. He'll just throw a jab right hand. He'll smother you, throw body shots. He throws single punches. Aside from a 1-2, Fury doesn't throw combinations either. Now, the tactic that he used against Deontay Wilder is where people is giving him this whole they're giving him this credibility like he's like, oh, he's just the best out there. Look, I'm not about trying to change people's opinions on who they like as a fighter. You can see how people however you want to. I really don't care not at all. I don't. Um, but I don't see Tyson Fury the way other people do. I see the flaws in his game. And one thing that Fury does in every fight, even fights that I've seen where people didn't make him pay for it, he gets careless and he squares up a lot. He leans forward with his head out and then he opens up to try to throw punches from the hip. I've seen him get careless, and like I told you guys, go look at the first and the last fight with Deontay. When he got dropped, it was him being careless. Him not expecting Deontay to take advantage of his bullshit, and he launched on him, and he got him out of there. He didn't knock him out, but I'm saying he dropped his ass. Okay, he managed to drop him 4 times, and every time, with the exception, even like when he got caught, the initial knockdown, put it that way, carelessness. Second, when he still was already legs still wildly, head was so yeah. When he got dropped by Cunningham, playing around too much, trying to be cocky, carelessness. Fury is cocky. He's not as fleet of foot as he used to be. People that keep saying he's going to walk Usyk down, he's going to put his weight on, Usyk is smarter than that. Usyk is not going to stand there and wrestle with him. Usyk is going to beat Fury to the punch. If Fury fights him and is trying to fight him the way he fought Wilder, like people are suggesting, I don't see that working. I don't see that working. And for the people that keep saying he's going to put his weight on him and walk him down and do the dirty boxing and hold it in it, listen, there's ways around that. And with Usyk being in southpaw, you got to understand, Fury, him trying to put his weight and come in, Usyk's already moving to his left, okay? If Usyk, and I don't know what Usyk's going to do. But it's always a way to nullify something. This is what I'm saying. There's a counter for every attack. There's a counter attack. if look, looking at it this way, I'm a southpaw, okay? If you're on your toes, you got a guy 6'9" with an 83-inch reach, and he's coming at you. Okay, he's not faster than Usyk. Okay, and for him to try to come in, throwing his jab, and look at how he did Wilder, because Wilder just puts his hands up and goes straight back in a straight line, and then goes to the ropes. And then Fury comes in and he pins him against the ropes. He throws the right hand, he punishes him to the body, and okay. If Fury is still trying to come in and do this to Usyk, Usyk is moving. Usyk is throwing jabs at him. He's jabbing to his body, jabbing up from the angle, from his off of his jab. If he's giving side to side movement and making Fury walk him down, Fury's not going to be able to land anything. Okay, he's the only thing he will be able to try to land is his jab and work off of his jab. The problem is if Usyk is controlling the distance, you understand? This is going to be a fight where I feel like for Fury, he needs to stay behind his jab, keep a long jab, and keep his hand out. Why? Because his jab is so long. Make it hard for Usyk to get in. The problem is then people overlook this is Usyk will come and fight you on the inside when he needs to. Now, if Fury decides now, once he tries to come in, I'm going to try to bull rush him. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's not going to be as easy as people think. Now, shit can happen. Somebody can go in there and look like shit that night. Somebody can go in there and look spectacular. They both might look good. They both might look like shit. You never know. But if you're moving and you're giving, we've seen Holyfield. Look at how Holyfield moves. Holyfield, when he starts moving, he usually jab, work off the jab. Then all of a sudden, he'll get in front of you and you'll throw something, you'll do that pull counter, and then he'll just start launching on you. So when you expect him to back up, now he's coming forward. And you understand what I'm saying? Usyk is the type of guy that he works off of his smarts and he fights off angles. He throws punches from awkward angles. And Fury, not being his fleet of foot, the advantage that Fury's going to have is in his height, if he can turn shot. But the thing with Fury is he don't turn and throw shots effectively. He just turns. You understand what I'm saying? So being able to make Usyk miss shots and then make him pay, that's what he's going to be able to have to do. Keep it long and make it hard for Usyk to get in. Because if Usyk is on the outside moving, Usyk is going to be throwing punches from awkward angles. And basically for Fury, if that jab is in Usyk's face, that's going to be his best weapon. So my thing is, I don't know the strategy that either guy is going to try to employ. I know what I would tell each guy to do, what I would really expect from each guy, but I don't know what they're going to do when they get in there. Who do I want to see win? Usyk. I'd rather see Usyk win, you know. Look, you can't always get what you want. Like, for example, if Usyk wins, people are going to say, but damn, did we not going to get AJ Fury? You still might not get AJ Fury even if Fury was doing, you know what I mean? So, like, my thing is, I'm just tired of Fury and his nonsense. Now, as long as the right man get his hand raised, even if it's Fury, that's what's supposed to happen. I don't want to see, anybody. I don't want to see people get given a victory. Okay, if you didn't win that fight, you should not get your hand raised. You know, and when you don't have a good ring IQ, or when your ring IQ is not as good as people think it is, Fury doesn't have the ring IQ that Usyk has. Fury has size and reach advantage and weight advantage if he uses it right. If he can, I don't think Fury, and honestly, I don't think it helps Fury to come in at 270 something pounds. I think Fury need to come in there around 250, that 253 mark, around within the 250s, okay, under 260. 280, 270 something, all that. I don't see that helping him against Usyk. He needs to be quick so he can throw shots and beat Usyk to the punch and be effective beyond his jab. Coming in heavier is not going to help him. And people don't understand that because they don't have that boxing knowledge. That's why they think that the bigger he is, oh, it's going to be hard for Usyk, because if he just comes in and he bullies Usyk, this motherfucker said he has to train different for Usyk. I told you guys, he knows Usyk is a threat. That's why what pisses him off about Usyk is because he can't intimidate Usyk. He cannot intimidate him, and that it messes with his ego. And it messes with his confidence because he's like, why this little dude not afraid of me? And for Usyk with the angles and movement, if he see the same things I see in Fury, if he see and understand that Fury, for one, is not a hard puncher. Fury, if he sits down in his punches and he gets his weight behind his shots, yeah, then the shots are harder because he's getting his weight behind his shots. But for him to do that, every time he go to plant his feet, I would fire on him and mix my shots up. But I would launch on him. I would throw punches from different angles. I'd make him, you understand what I'm saying? I would make him try to play catch up. And and when he gets to the point where he starts trying to he gets frustrated, starts to do the dirty boxing and trying to, yeah, that's when you know you got him. That's when you know you got him. I can't sit here and give you every breakdown, every detail of, because I don't know what's gonna happen. You understand what I mean? But like as far as how you'd fight him, double jab, triple jabs. You understand what I'm saying? Jab to his body. Don't try to take his head off. Pinpoint accuracy, man. When you throw your shots, it's not letting your hands go just to let your hands go. Sometimes you got to do that just to make a guy respond or make him move a certain way where you can throw a shot that you really want to throw. But I don't understand, like, these guys that supposedly know boxing so well. They keep talking about Fury's size and weight and his reach, but they don't understand that Fury that was fleet of foot, that could move quick on his feet, like the one that fought Cunningham, like the one that fought Klitschko. He's not that guy anymore. So the style that he's fighting with against Wilder, he didn't even fight Dillian White that way. You understand what I'm saying? So if you look at what Dillian White was trying to do and what he basically was, Dillian White doesn't have a good boxing IQ. So he didn't even try to get inside. Even if Fury's throwing his jab, okay, you got to understand, nothing's going to come behind that jab other than the right hand. If he throws a body shot, he throws just one single body shot. You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't throw combinations. And even when he tries to come up with the 1-2, everything is, he has this little, how he throws his shots here, and he tries to come forward with his weight. But for Usyk, I just feel like Usyk is he should put it like this. If they're studying film and they see his flaws, they'll know what to do. Usyk has to go in and execute, and Fury has to execute the same way. The thing with Usyk, we know that he don't like body shots. We know that he gets hurt to the body. At the same time, Tyson being 6'9", it might not be the wisest thing for him to do to try to go to, Usyk's body. It's a way to do it. But for him to stay behind his jab, you don't really see Fury throw jabs to the body. He likes to throw a left uppercut to the body, And not saying that he shouldn't try. If you feel it, hey, do what you got to do. But, I know that Tyson Fury is not nearly as comfortable with Usyk as he tries to make people think he is. And believe me, that motherfucker hasn't been saying nothing and making any videos because he knows that Usyk is a threat. He knows that Usyk is a threat. So we'll see what happens, but my thing is after this fight. Now, let's just say Tyson Fury was to win. This doesn't guarantee that he fights Anthony Joshua. People say, yeah, but if he has it, he's gonna have to. Why? Or they're gonna strip him, right? He might not care. That's just my point. He might not care, and he may just let them strip him. You know, Fury pulls a lot of antics. Who knows? Maybe he might fight Usyk 2 times and then retire. He may never fight Anthony Joshua, and if he struggles with Usyk, that might discourage him from fighting Anthony Joshua. Now, if Usyk is to win, I don't think Usyk is cool with being stripped, right? But if he wins and he exercises the rematch clause, right, then he would be stripped. So what I'm saying is, okay, they're going to strip me, but I want my belt back. Okay, which means he would become 2-time undisputed champion if he was to fight and win the belt back from whoever had it, whether it's Anthony Joshua or Phil Berkowitz. But AJ's in a good place because now he's right back in another big money fight, a big high profile fight. So now the thing for Anthony Joshua would be, I have to beat this motherfucker this time. You understand what I'm saying? And here's the thing about it. And this would do everything for Anthony Joshua's career to elevate him. Let's say, think about this. Let's say if Usyk did win, that gives us the best chance we're going to find. We're going to have an undisputed champ that wants to stay undisputed and want to fight the top guys to be undisputed. Now, most champions, when they're from a different country, they want to go back home and fight in their country, whether it's against somebody from the country or whoever. But let's just say, for example, he wins. Now, Tyson Fury exercises the rematch clause. Okay. Now they strip the IBF title from Usyk. AJ fights Erkovic. AJ beats him. Now, let's say in the rematch, Usyk beats Fury again. Now, he has to fight, if he wants to be champion again, undisputed, he has to fight AJ to get his belt. But he fights AJ and say AJ beats him. So now, in their third fight, it's Usyk 2 wins, AJ 1. Guess what? There'll be a rematch clause. Do you understand what I'm saying? And let's say, now, him and AJ, this is going to be a 4th fight, and AJ wins. 2 fights Usyk, 2 fights AJ. Do you know what that would do for AJ's legacy? You understand what I'm saying? Do you know what that would do? And you want to know who would be out in the cold? Tyson Fury. Now, can the fight with AJ still happen if Fury wanted to? And AJ wanted to, yeah. But let's say now, AJ fights Fury. AJ beats him. Now, mind you, Fury has no belts. You understand what I'm saying? He has no belts. And depending on how the fight goes, will determine if a rematch is even necessary. But just imagine, with his resume already, now he can say, I finally got my wins back against Usyk. And I went and beat Fury on top of that. So with White, with Parker, Andy Ruiz, Povetkin, Klitschko, like all the names that's already on there. AJ could walk off and retire. Or he could continue to fight. You understand? Because it's not like this fight, them fights are going to be in the same, couple of years, 2-3 years at least, just say, maybe 4. Because you think about it. We talking about if Usyk and Fury, it might be 2 fights in 2024 for them against each other. That might be the only 2 times they fight in 2024. You understand what I'm saying? So for AJ, it would be, let's say, with Erkovic. And then he and than he and Usyk. Like if what I'm saying was to happen, if it happened that way, you know, that would be, his second fight, right? Rematch clause. So that would mean 3 fights in the same year would be amongst them. So if it was to happen that way, you know, and then AJ, what 30? He would be 34. When I don't know when his birthday is, whatever. But say he'd be 34 years old. So now you think about that, and then think about a fight with Fury. So let's just say within the next 2 years, right? And depending on how active these guys are, and that's just saying if it was to happen that way. But I mean, just think if it did, because in all honesty, like most of these fights that you want to see happen, if you think about it, AJ was trying to make all this shit happen, and he's a 2-time unified champion. So when people are looking at like the card that they just had in Saudi, think about it. If it wasn't for the Saudis, that wouldn't have happened. It was the money that got people to say, yeah, hell yeah, I'll take that fight. So this is why fighters need to stay in shape, and they need to make sure they're on top of their games, because when you get that call, that's up to you. That's your job to get yourself ready. You can't take a fight and well, it was ring rust. It was, stay ready. Stay on that grind. Because when you fight, nobody made you accept it. And that's the one thing that they got to understand. Because they put that card together and made them fights happen quick. Which means they can call, the Saudis can call whoever they want and say, hey, we want to put you in a fight against such and such. Oh, hell yeah, I'm in, right? But if these guys are not coming in top shape, they're going to always have an excuse about ring rust, or I took the fight on short notice. And, what's the Asian lady? I forget her name. There's an Asian lady that just boxed the other week. She won a title. And she beat, what's her name? Anyway, bottom line, she fought a week prior to her title fight, and she won both fights. 2 back-to-back fights. Okay, so it's what I'm saying. It's you got to have it here, and in here. And if you're gonna accept the fight, then make sure that you do the best thing that you can do to get ready. You lose, you just lost. Keep all the bullshit to yourself, and come back and try again. Simple. So yeah, I mean, So as far as a prediction, it's not really about a prediction with me. I know people, they always asking that question, who I think is going to win. I want Usyk to win. I believe he can and will beat Tyson Fury. You see the ability in each guy, and that's what I'm saying with Fury. I don't see Fury the way other people do. I think, really, I think the one thing too that Usyk has, he's not afraid of Fury. And pretty much you have to see. You have to see. If you see what happened with Ngannou and then Fury, you want to know too what people don't see as a flaw. But I'm going to show you where Fury, when he was fighting Ngannou and he switched up southpaw, he was no more effective southpaw as he was fighting orthodox. Okay? He didn't like what he seen coming from Ngannou, and he was scared to get hit. And he was trying to see, how could I get in without getting hit? And this is coming from, okay, the WBC heavyweight champ of the world against a novice. So it's what I'm saying. People keep talking about the power. He couldn't bully Ngannou. He couldn't. Ngannou was just as big as he is and much stronger. So he couldn't bully Ngannou. And pretty much, he was trying to be so cautious. Fighting Usyk is not the same type of fight. He has to be strategic and cerebral. He can't outthink Usyk, though. So he's going to have to stay behind that stick. Now, depending on how professional he is in the mind and understanding what the assignment is, we'll see how it plays out. Because like I said, you can get a strategy all week long, all year long. Neither fighter may come in and do nothing that you said. But looking at the two, I give Usyk the IQ and the speed. Okay. I give Tyson Fury the reach and the height and the weight advantage. As far as durability, toughness, mental toughness, they both may be tested against each other in ways they haven't been tested yet. But when I seen what Cunningham did to Fury, and that's one thing people forget, they don't understand. And Usyk fought Cunningham and beat Cunningham. Okay, and I seen what Cunningham did. I seen what he did to Fury. Okay. People forget that. All that weight don't mean shit. You know, and that's why I tell people, y'all keep talking about Fury's height and weight. This is boxing, man. This is boxing. And those tactics that he was able to do to Deontay is because Deontay is not sharp. He's not a smart fighter. Okay, it's different. And now for all the people that was constantly talking about Deontay knocking out Usyk, anybody that can punch has a puncher's chance, right? That's not what I depend on. And I always said I think Usyk box circles around Deontay. And I think that when you start to, I know when you start to fight better competition and your flaws start to surface more, people start to see it more. People start saying, oh, he's not the same. He's not. No, it's not so much he's not the same. He's fighting different people that he can't get away with those amateur type tactics with. So, you know, that fight with Usyk, in my opinion, would show everybody that you see. When you consider yourself an elite fighter, you will be able to adapt to things that other fighters or non-elite fighters might not be able to adapt to. There's levels. And that's why if you're going to say elite, well, what's elite about this person? You understand what I'm saying to you? And to be honest with you, how many fighters in the heavyweight division do you really feel have a clear win over everybody? You understand what I'm saying? Just by asking that question, who do you see that you feel like that person has a clear win over all of these heavyweights? It's only a matter of opinion. But I guarantee you, a lot of people will answer those questions in different ways. Now, the politically correct answer, or most people will come from people would say, initially they would say Usyk, and Usyk will beat everybody, or Fury will beat everybody. Okay, you can't say that about Deontay anymore. I never said it about him. People stopped saying it about AJ. Now they're going back to saying this AJ beats everybody. You understand what I'm saying? So there's no one person that really you can look at and say, I think he beat all the motherfuckers. You know, I put AJ up on top of that. From what the performance that I've seen from AJ, yeah, I put him up here that AJ will beat all these guys. Now, is that AJ going to show up at the next fight, and the next fight, and the next fight, or even in a more improved version? Only time will tell. You understand what I mean? So, looking at it though, it's like I'm not feeling these fighters in any division like I did the fighters some years ago. But the heavyweights, when I look at them, especially, it's like we can sit here and go down the top 15, for example. And I don't look at none of them like Hall of Fame fighters. Honestly, I don't. In terms of what they accomplished, some of them, and it's only really, I mean, look at what AJ's done. Fury's been the champ, but I mean, everything we talk about with him is just the shit, him and Wilder. Nobody even talks about him versus Klitschko. Nobody talks about him versus Cunningham. Nobody cares about him and Derek Chisora. Him and David Haye was supposed to fight. We know that shit never happened. He never rematched Klitschko. So, like, even his wins, it's like, okay, he doesn't have a Hall of Fame career. That's not a Hall of Fame career, man. So you got to look at who's saying these things and why. Because if you look at what you've done and who you've done it against, that's just my point, man. It's like, if you want to talk about, okay, Tyson was a boss in his era. Holyfield was a boss in his era. You know, Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis. Lewis was a boss in his era. Bowe, yeah, he was a boss. It's just that his prime didn't last long. It seemed like it was over before it started with Bowe. You know what I'm saying? I remember his last, the fight with, it's the guy that kept hitting him low. The guy that fought him twice, kept hitting Bowe with low blows. I forget the guy's name, but Bowe was only 28 years old when they rematched. And you could see Bowe was already washed up. He was already washed up. So his you know, like, yeah, Bowe was what he did at the time, you know, what he had, yeah. Yeah, he was, you know, Bowe was a hell of a fighter, man. But, you know, I think that this whole, everybody's going to the Hall of Fame, everybody's a great fighter, pound for pound great, you know, they have ability, and you can take a time frame and say from this time to this time, this guy was at his best. That version of him, I'll put over this person, right? Because think about, we never got to see Bowe versus Tyson. We never got to see Holyfield. You know, and I wanted to see Ike Ibeabuchi versus everybody. That motherfucker was a beast. I used to love watching him fight, but he was a fucking nutcase. You understand what I mean? And from what I understand, not a good person. So he did what he did to his own career. But I mean, David Tua and Mike Tyson, you know, I mean, it was so many different. We never seen like Tommy Morrison versus Holyfield. You know, Razor Ruddock versus Holyfield. We got some fights, and then Razor kind of got washed up kind of early too. You know, but you know, Ray Mercer was you know, yeah, Michael Moore was another solid southpaw guy. You know, you had people that was there that really was solid fighters, man. But it was a more exciting division at that time to me. This era of heavyweights is like, they're just not the same. The skill level is not the same. When I watch them, that's why I'm like, when I see a guy like Frank Sanchez, I like his skills, man. And like him talking shit about, like he had a back and forth, you know, I'm gonna save that one because I want to talk about that in another video. But you know, you see certain situations and you understand what you're looking at. If you don't have the eye for it, then that means all your years of experience means nothing. So, you know, it's like I tell people, it's not about siding with people because they're from a different era. No, it's just being honest about what you see. And, you know, when I see a lot of these guys, I'm like, okay, one thing you got to understand, and I'm going to bring that up in another video as well, the same video. Solid boxers don't get the same type of attention as knockout artists unless they are solid boxers that just happen to knock people out. Otherwise, like Deontay said, nobody don't want to come see a long, 12 round. They won't see a knockout. Everybody want to go party. And I'm like, damn, that's sad. That's sad because boxing connoisseurs want to see, I like the variety of it. The knockouts, the boxing clinics, the chess matches. I like it all. So those are the casuals. We don't give a fuck about what the casuals want. So anyway, talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.